Hey Guardians, Ebontis here. Gonna do my solo run through of the Nightfall. This is the Darkblade strike. Modifiers we've got are Brawler, melee damage is increased, Chaff, no radar, match game, enemy shields need to be matched, and then exposure, Guardian shields are increased but do not replenish. So you've got a lot of health, but once it's gone, it's kind of gone. So I'm running with my longbow just because for one, it's one of my highest, two, it's a void alternative if I need it. I've also got Alak-hul if I need that for solar damage. Arc, I'm just going to have to stick with my primary, running with Hung Jury. Probably switch out to this one in the end just so I've got a little higher light level. But I do like the scouts. And this is the ridiculous, by the way, shader when it comes to Festival of Lost. I don't know if it's Festival of Lost or New Crucible one, but Unique Spirit seems to be one that does tend to probably lend itself to be related to Festival of the Lost and all the green they've got going on. Played a Crucible match and got that one to drop. So yeah, it's ridiculous and bright. So enjoy. But first thing you want to do is come down here. You guys were wondering my build as well. I've been asked that. So Gunslinger, definitely going to be running Gunslinger obviously for solar burn, just so I can do massive damage. I like incendiary grenades. Throwing knife is kind of whatever you want. Two pieces you want, keyhole if you want to go for multiple targets, making them explode. And the other one, you can do Deadeye for more damage, but if you have a group of enemies you want to take out, combustion is very useful for that. So it depends on the area. If I want to use Deadeye on the boss, that's good. Combine that with Celestial Nighthawk. If I'm going for groups, Achlyophage Symbiote, so I get that extra shot combined with Combustion. It's also a good combo. Other than that, again, just Alak-hul for the solar damage. Void covered with my sniper, and Arc, we'll just see how much I actually need to watch out for that. So down here, you'll have either Taken or Hive down here. Just watch for them. There are no burns, again, so nothing's going to be too overly lethal. You just don't have radar, so you have to be a little more on the careful side. And if these little guys are just going to run around and hide, that's what they're just going to tend to do. You can sit up here and try and pick them off from above. You get a couple shots on them. Definitely pull them in. Once you've got them down, you can jump down here. You're going to be getting some basic little guys popping out here. Some Thrall. Just pick them off slowly as they come out. Most of them should come straight ahead. You'll have some come off to your right, so watch for those. There we go. It's usually about 6 or 7 that come straight ahead, a couple that come from the side over here. Pick these off so you're not going to get taken out from anything too far away. One nice headshot with a sniper rifle should do what you need to do. Now, as we are on pretty much normal right now, normal Hive, I'm going to switch over to solar damage, just because that's going to be more beneficial against the wizards, because they're going to have solar shields. That's another reason why I have my Alak-hul. But I'm going to pull up my event horizon here, see who I've got with regards to the wizards, try and find those guys. Try and take out the red one first, it might be easier. Again, remember, you do have a lot of health, but it's definitely a finite resource, so be careful with that. You can bounce a grenade up there, might actually work pretty well. Set him on fire, and really try and stagger him. Keep that damage coming, and of course, if you want to finish them off, not totally necessary on those last shots, but you may as well take advantage. Got a little bit more sniper ammo back here, so I'm going to run back and get it. Always good to be full on ammo. Never quite know when you're going to need it. So it just kind of depends. The Void sniper rifle is helpful if you have Taken. The wizards are going to have a Void shield. If you have regular Hive, like I've got, then when it comes to the wizards, you're going to definitely want solar. So just plan accordingly, see which option you've got, and it can vary throughout the strike, so keep that in mind as well. Got a nice little heavy box here, so see what remains at the end of this room. Take out these couple acolytes, they're not too bad. If you stay back and keep your health reasonable, you should be alright. Again, one nice sniper shot should do most of the work. And then pick off the rest of the guys from a distance. You can have some Thrall coming your way. If you can take out most of them, they're really not too bad. They're going to come running to you over here if you get them grouped up with anything with Firefly, like my Scout Rifle Hung Jury's got. Does wonders. You don't really have to shoot everything in this room, just makes getting out of here easier. If you need any heavy ammo, make sure you pick up that crate I've got over there. Special sometimes might be on the other side. Once you get close enough, I'll make sure you don't get stabbed in the back. Come up here and the door will open. Move up onto the next section. This will be the battery phase up top. This is probably the one place where Arc is going to be a bit of a pain because there's going to be one night with Arc. But everything else, you're going to want your solar damage for the wizards that are going to be spawning. There's only one arc shielded knight, so just work him down with your primary. Just take your time. Once your shield is down, you can put a nice sniper shot into him. But for the moment, just keep your solar up because that's going to be the most beneficial. So again, try and find the knight. That's going to be the main one you're looking for. Should be coming out to you. And then once you see him over here on the left, the big hallowed knight, try and track him down. Try and tag him before he actually runs away. That'll save you a little bit of anguish. If you got any thrall coming up here, make sure you tag them. And then look for that knight one more time. Once you get him low enough health, you may actually start to try and hide. But a nice sniper shot will... There's some reload speed for you. Also, again, if you want a nice grenade toss down there, get him cooking. See if I can get him to move. If not, just creep down here until you get an angle on him. I don't think I killed him, but I'm pretty sure I'm close. Shoot these little crates. They can definitely ruin your day if they explode randomly. Here he is. He's almost done. There we go. Alright, so once he's down, make sure you got any more stragglers up here at the top. There's usually one or two acolytes if you don't kill them all hiding behind those little pillars. Come up here, and then we can head on to the next part. Now, once you get up here, you're going to spawn another set of guys. Just make sure you're aware that they're definitely coming out. Should only have one sword guy. Just make sure you're aware and look for what is coming down. If I don't actually kill him, keep an eye out for him. Should only be just a couple acolytes, but you just don't have chaff, so you don't want to be like jumping across and have a boomer start to work on you. So always take out those barrels, and then from here, if you can time it right, maybe stand up on this so you can get a nice vertical shot, and then try and take them out. If you get them together, does wonders. If you want to save yourself a little time, pick off all the wizards from the middle, you can. Again, sniper high crit shots will do lots of damage. If you don't quite get them down, don't fret, you can always reload. Shift your position. That's some crazy reload speed on that one. He is really hiding over here, isn't he? I know he's over there. Barely see him. See if this will actually count. Nope. Alright, grenade. See what type of throw distance I've got. Alright. And again, it is resistant to damage, so Alak-hul. I've got a heavy crate down there, so I'm just going to go ahead and use that. As I'm already headed to this side, may as well just jump over here. Now, as you have no burns or small arms or anything like that, all your weapons work pretty much as standard. Typically, I want to make sure my sniper rifle here is reloaded. And as soon as you scan this thing, stand here next to it. This Shrieker is going to open. Try and take it out pretty quickly. Put what damage you can in with a sniper, and then try and use the battery as a little bit of a defense. And then once the Shrieker is down, those little purple dots are going to come out. Come back here, and then run along the back. If you land on one of these, and then come along the back, and then just keep running. And jumping between these two. It helps to run along the back because you're going to have a wizard that's headed to you right there. That way you can take him out and still be relatively far away. You've got one more wizard that's coming. If you want to take him out with a rocket, should go down pretty easily. And then you can finish up with the battery and work your way back to the other side. So while you stand by the battery, you can pick off these acolytes that are going to be around. They're going to be doing their thing. Also got a couple of knights up top. Watch for those.
Let's get to the other battery.
As you can see, that high impact sniper rifle doing some nice wonders there. See if you got any others. You probably have one or two that won't peek their head out till you get closer. Make sure you don't miss your jumps. And then, see, I've got one more sitting over here too. Gonna go ahead and cross. And then pick him off as I land. See if there's any ammo around. Again, once you do this round, you're gonna have a knight that comes out. Try and tag him before he gets out and wandering around. Pick up what ammo's around, and then head to the other side. Already got the wizards done, but I've got 2 rockets left, so I may as well take full advantage of those. So again, come up here. As long as I don't die stupidly. Almost missed that one because I didn't get a sprint on my jump. That would have been really, really sad. Alright. So, scan this one. Make sure everything again is reloaded. If you need to reload, do that. And then from here, you can again go for the Shrieker with those strong shots with your sniper rifle. You got a reload speed like this thing's got. Nice thing about this battery in front of you, it will take most of the shots that you need. And then once it is down, again, come back here behind. And then make sure you guys are staying back here and continue to move until you hear those explosions behind you. That's the explosions. Now, you should have a wizard coming your way. Watch your tracking and obviously watch how much you're moving. Plenty of ammo sitting down there, and go grab that. If he was actually where I could get to it. No, that was just pieces of him. Well, he's dead now too. So, the door should pretty much be open. At this point, any sniper shots should mostly wreck the knight's days. And one more. There we go. When you land, there will be one more knight, so just make sure you watch out for that. Don't fall jumping back, but I don't think it actually can ruin too much at this point, so just make sure you get over here. Again, you'll probably have a couple guys sitting around doing their thing, waiting for you to come back and trying to ambush you. Watch out for the sword knight. He definitely will come out again. Try and pick him off. And then as soon as you pick off all the enemies, the door will open. So again, if the door is not opening, you're not quite done with all your enemies. Now the door is open. So, I'm going to go ahead and pop my heavy synth. See if there's any ammo I can take advantage of. If not, bummer, but oh well. Hey, I got a little bit. A couple extra rockets never hurt. Alright, so this is pretty much always a taken room. You don't really get an option. So you are going to have a wizard that is void in the back. Now the only difference in that, typically what you're doing is not going to be able to take it out. But if you use something like a super, if you're a warlock, a void bomb, Night Stalker, if you have something like Truth, just a different sniper rifle. But most of what you want to do is actually, you can sit back here and take out a lot of this room if you just want to be safe. Nothing's going to have a burn, so it's not going to be too lethal. Like one shot's not going to drop half your health, but again, you're on exposure, so you're on a limited health pool, so just keep that one in mind. So it's almost better to play safe than sorry, because depending on when you get to the next room and where you're at is how this fight can actually proceed. See in the back, the next guys are spawning up. Try and throw a grenade back there, see if I can tick them off just a little bit. And now you're going to have the lovely little scions coming. Joys of a gun with Firefly. Lots of explosions will stagger quite a few of the enemies. And just keep working them down. The scions will try and split, but if you kill them fast enough, you'll eventually work them down. There'll be a couple groups. And again, if you stay back here, you're not going to lose too much ground. You'll get a couple spawns that come in. Try and pick them off as they come in, but they'll keep coming back to you. And just try it. If they come into your view, make sure you take them out fairly quickly. That way you can keep stopping them from splitting. It's kind of important. Otherwise, this fight does go on for longer than you would like. But at some point, you'll get down to your last couple. Be relatively alright. Look for the scions if you can. If you see a big group of guys, always use those grenades. It's not like catapult or anything, but you may as well take advantage. And just mowing the guys down back there. Not taking much in the way of damage back here, which is nice as well. Conserves that exposure shield. Lets you use it later when you definitely need it, as opposed to now when it's not entirely necessary. Yep. So you're going to have a couple stragglers. Make sure you peek out slowly for those. Don't want to lose too much health on that front. And those guys, if they put up their shield, you can always shoot their feet. And you'll notice once you're done with the wave, enemies will spawn in the back. Now this is the point that wizard is going to spawn that I was telling you about. Which unfortunately with match game is going to be a little harder to deal with, just because of how it works. Now one thing I can try and do is take out part of its shield and use something like Celestial Nighthawk to pop it down. My other alternative is to go to a Void Sniper, try and pop its shield off, and then go for the alternative. But try and take out the other enemies first, any of these. Typical phalanx over here on the sides. It's not juggler or anything, just having some bad luck killing them. Need to do a bit of an ammo run, so I'm going to go ahead and clear these guys out in the middle. I want to see what this does to her, but also be careful you don't blow yourself up with a nice rocket there. See, way too much resistance on that one. Her health is almost down. So if I can really just finish her off. I don't know if I actually got her. I think I did though. So I don't see, nope. She is, I got part of her health down, but again, not full health, not the most valuable. I've got a lot of ammo out there to pick up. Picking up some more. This would be a good time for me to switch to my Void Sniper. I'm actually going to try and do that. Which is a bummer, but there's not a better way to really do this, because you go here and the resistance on those shots is going to be so massive, you're barely going to work the shield down. If you're not using the right type, it's not going to do much good. So come up here. Somehow I managed to get out of primary ammo, but I've got plenty of ammo up here. Just make sure you're staying mobile. And then you can turn around and pick these guys off a little quicker. If you want her to stop spawning these guys, another piece that can help, come back here and switch. Gonna switch to my Void Sniper. See what I can do to drop her shield down. And then try and pop that rocket onto her. Which hopefully will keep her down. And then if I can get one more shot. She ran back. So if she ran back, keep grabbing ammo. See if her shield is down. If not, then just go for that shot. Got the right damage type. I don't actually. I ran out of ammo. She is the annoyance in this room. As soon as she's down, this room gets cake easy, so don't worry about that. Now, depending on if you have taken in the next room, which it's likely you will, you can keep your sniper up for now. And then see what comes next. It's likely you're going to have potentially some more guys. If you get taken, it's good to have some void alternative damage. Alright, I'm missing like one guy, of course, who's somewhere up here. The Acolyte's in the back. Watch the blast from the shield guy. Phalanx, whatever you want to call him. Alright, so once he is down... Alright, so when that guy despawns, actually, you're going to have the boss getting ready to spawn back here. It's going to be a taken knight. You want to take him out quickly. He does not have a shield, so any large damage that you can find on him is going to be the best, most efficient method. Pick up any ammo and then get ready for this door to open. When the door opens, a wizard's going to be right behind it. Just get ready to run, and then you can run right on by. Sometimes it's a wizard, sometimes it's an ogre. I've seen it be both. Usually if it's taken, it's a wizard, so I miscalled that one. But apparently I ran right under the ogre. So, move on to the next room. Now here is where, depending on what damage type you have, or what enemy type I would say, it depends on what damage type you need. So, looks like I've definitely got taken. You need to figure out which door is going to open up, and again, you're going to have a tortured wizard of some kind down there that's going to be causing you a bit of annoyance and mayhem. Also, watch out for two knights. There's usually going to be two on one side, be it boomers, or if they're taken, they've got... the nice ability to shoot those little void like rockets at you. So watch out for the shriekers on either side. Try and work down the acolytes first. Can't quite get to them all. There's usually one that's close on either side on this first platform. If you can see it over here, just work on trying to take it down before really anything else. Make sure you try and stay in its line of sight so it doesn't close up and get its shield back. But then as soon as you take it out, and here's the point where, unfortunately, you're going to lose quite a bit of your health. So it's kind of a bummer on that front. But come back here, wait for those little purple things to go flying around. As you can see, they will travel quite a ways, so you want to keep your distance. Come up here, see what remains. Looks like I've got one phalanx left there. Now here's the piece where things are going to start to open up a little bit. And also the part where you want to try and conserve your shield, but you want to keep the damage on the Shrieker because you don't want them to actually close, because then they will get their shield back, and that's just an annoyance. Again, retreat back, make sure you've got your distance. They can follow quite a ways, especially if they can see you, so make sure you cover a fair amount of ground to separate yourself. Now, I know I've got a void wizard back here, so what I want to do is try and tag it. Unfortunately, the wizard is definitely going to get out of hiding when that happens, what you want to do is try and drop the shield and then get some rockets back there. Unfortunately, couldn't get the rocket back there before the shield was down. So I got a lot of things down back there, but definitely not everything. At this point, I'm just trying to use anything to keep the damage on the enemies that I hurt with the rocket so I can keep their shield down and do it that way. So now you can push forward. I've got another Shrieker over here, and it kind of depends on where your health is at in this situation. You've got an exposure shield, so you can run this sometimes, just depends on how lucky you can get. If you run underneath down here, you kind of run the risk of these guys, for one, being definitely right up in your face. The other one, of course, is the issue of the Shriekers. So again, if you're going to work on the Shriekers, make sure you're strafing back and forth a lot. Try not to take too much damage. And then once the Shrieker is down, you're definitely going to need to retreat, because unless you can have the space to go forward, you're going to need to pull back. And here's the point where exposure is terrible, just because now I'm down to basically no health. No shield, I should say. And those things, again, still travel pretty far. So, you've got most of the Shriekers out of the room. You've got one here in the middle that's going to open when you get close. And then you've got these three over here. Now, knights usually are not really a factor. What I can try and do is actually Celestial Nighthawk, the big one, if I could just get some sniper ammo. I'd love to actually be able to pick some up and not use a synth, but apparently nothing is going to drop me ammo. So again, come down here, and what you can do is try and work down the wizard, or if you're up here. Now, it is a brawler, so that throwing knife did about 11,000 damage, so don't forget about those if you are close, or if you're a hunter, the throwing knife can actually do some damage. Now again, the Shrieker shots will chase you, so make sure you pull back. You don't want those to ruin the little bit of health you've already got back. Now, if you go stealth, you could probably stealth by the wizard at this point. I'm just trying to finish it off, just for the sake of doing it somewhat properly. So now what you can do is come up here, see what you can do to try and drop the wizard's shield. You want to try and drop it somewhat realistically. And then what you can do is go for Celestial, or if I'm actually going to have some ammo here. It's not required. I still managed to drop her, so that works. That's Celestial Nighthawk, Deadeye, and Solar Burn. Does like 300,000 damage. So on her, at least it made it through her shield. And now we're on the boss room. That Shrieker Room is just a time-consuming one by yourself, because if you miss, you have to start it all the way over. So it's kind of, if you risk running it, you can make it. If you go invisible, there's no burn, so it's actually a reasonable week to try it. But I just wanted to show you guys a little more reliable way to get through. Here you can get a whole bunch of ammo to drop, so if you keep the thralls at bay, keep shooting them, you'll have some ammo to pick from, so you can figure out what you want in this last room for guns. And then depending, there's also usually an ammo crate up ahead. And one more. Two more. Three more. Are we done? Alright. Gonna go back to my event. Actually, I'm probably gonna leave it on this one just because I've got triple tap if I can go for the boss. And hung jury. It's not small arms or anything, so I'm actually gonna raise my light level this way. I'm gonna keep Celestial Nighthawk on for the moment, just because it does a lot of damage in one shot, and for the boss I may actually want that. But if you want to switch it up, you can go something like Acleophage, go for those 4 shots, whatever you want to do. If you go for Acleophage, you get 4 shots to take out some more of the enemies, put some damage on him. Sorry, it is not Solar Burn, so that was a bad point earlier. Still thinking about the heroics. Now, when you walk up here, you can wait and see which ammo crate appears. You're going to get special over here or heavy over here. It's always nice if you get heavy, get a full refill. Now, the other piece I can tell you guys is if you get to this point and your health isn't full, I said it in the weekly reset, come back over here. Actually, just for safety, you should be good. But if you come up here, there's one way to kill yourself. You can try and doing it with a fall. Or the other piece is just come down here and die. he's going to come out pretty much right in front of you. If you run forward from where you entered, pretty much you should be able to find him, and then I'll cover him in a second. But if you wipe, the nice thing is you can go ahead and get a fresh bar of health. He's going to hurt, so you want all the health you can as it's exposure. Every one of those hits is going to make things a little bit more riskier every time. So now that I've got full ammo up, now I can run down below. So again, make sure you try and judge how far down it is. You can see the bounce, just make sure you don't lose any health in the fall. It's just important. Soft landing. And then once you're down here, it's boss time. So one of the ways you can find the boss is using your primary weapon. When that reticle up in front of me turns red, he's going to be out there. Another piece, of course, is going to be throwing knives. Potentially we'll hit him that way as well. Remember, throwing knives for hunters, it's brawler. So you can get a pretty good chunk of damage on him. Now when you do enough damage to him, he is actually going to run away. Just like that. And also once you do enough damage, you're going to start to cause enemies to spawn. So you got to keep an eye out. They're going to spawn around the room. And also you want to make sure and be careful for those. Those little lit up barrels, they will ruin your day just a little bit. Apparently he's going to leave pretty quick. Alright, so again, if you want to try and light him up, or just pull him into the middle, you can go for this headshot damage. If you get enough damage on him, you're definitely going to spawn enemies, which I have done. Watch for those. They're going to be thralls. They're all melee, so nothing is going to really shoot you, but you definitely got to be careful because they're going to start to mess with you quite a bit, so it's important to take them out quickly. They're not too bad to take out, but it's just important you take them out and then try and track down the boss. Again, move your reticle. Keep moving if the boss is in the room. You can see he's over here. Get that headshot damage. Anything you can do to burn him, light him up, track him will just help you be able to watch where he's at. And then once you've got him actually pretty much covered, you can actually still shoot him as he leaves the room too. And again, just as he's not in the room, keep moving. If it's not a burn, it's a little slower, which is annoying. But if you look for about his headbox under his head, and he's got a pretty big hitbox up there, so just keep putting shots near his dome and keep your distance from him. The less hits that he gets on you now, the more when he starts moving faster, you're going to be able to take. And again, there he is, walking straight through the center. And again, once the enemies start to spawn, be careful for those. If you want to use some rockets to take them out, just be careful you don't blow yourself up. The Cursed Thrall can actually be nice to take out some of the enemies for you. The Hallowed Thrall, of course, are going to be a little harder to take out in speedy fashion, so just be careful. Those are going to be around. And just look for their glowing domes. And if the regular Thralls get to you, you can stab one or two of them, but again, try and keep them at a distance. And try and really monitor these guys. Now right now it's pretty manageable because the boss is not moving all that quickly. Once you get him down to about a third health, and that's what I'm trying to save my golden gun for, which probably still won't kill him, but should drop him down more. He starts to charge a lot faster, which can be a problem. Oh, well, there's some damage on him as he leaves the room. And at this point, it's kind of just a patience game. That's that swing you want to miss. That's why you want to be moving, because when he spawns in the room, he's going to spawn basically where you are. So if he knows where you are, then he can put the damage on you pretty quickly. And again, those sniper shots, try and put those on his dome, just wherever his nameplate is. Look a little below that, and you should be able to hit his headbox, sorry. And again, just keep moving. Work the damage down. There's no burn, so there's not a extremely fast way to do this. If you get some distance between you and him, you can come over here, see which exotic you've got equipped. I've got 4 shots when it comes to my golden gun at the moment. Not too shabby. But something like Acleophage Symbiote is going to do a whole bunch of damage really quickly. And he's disappearing. It's a somewhat slow process because, yeah, no burn on this guy. He's got some health. You want to get those enemy waves out when you can. Let's see if we can do one headshot crit on him. So 115,000 damage definitely will send him out of the room. Now you want to make sure and manage your ads as quick as you can. When they come in the room is the quickest time to do this. Now here's the point where your health becomes a bit of an issue. Now if you can jump next to a curse thrall, have them explode some of the enemies for you, sometimes that'll work. Jump near one, jump up over, kind of basically prompt their fuse to go off, and then let them go off behind you, and you can take out a lot of the enemies without actually having to do a lot of damage. And then if you can even get a curse thrall to go off next to somebody, hey, it was nice enough and gave me some ammo too. Beautiful. So I'm in pretty good shape at this point. Again, make sure you're still moving. If he does appear nearly right on top of you, he does slam the ground. It's not like some of the other bosses where it's the big slam like the Shield Brothers. Make sure you are jumping up in the air and moving away quickly. You don't want him to get that shot on you. So yeah, slowly but surely, yeah, keeping your health up, one of the more important things. Trying to find him when he spawns and track him down. If he runs through the middle, he will sometimes do that. If that happens, nice little throwing knife, little grenade to keep him burning, and then just work him down. You can do sniper, you can do heavy, whatever you feel comfortable with. You're going to have some time though. Got a couple heavy shots there, may as well use them. That might send him out of the room. Now you're getting pretty close. I'm kind of in the middle of the K for his health. When he gets down to a somewhat low light or low health level, he's going to basically pop his helmet off, which is one of the things you can pick up from this strike, which is a good thing for Titans. When he gets down to that level, he is going to start chasing you much faster. So at this point I can stand still. Later on, I'm literally going to have to run the whole time. Now, as recovery is not much of an issue, if you don't have your speed up, you're going to want to actually boost that. Toughness and speed. Keep your armor up, but keep your agility relatively high too. If he's coming through the middle. But this is the time. You want to make sure your agility is up so you can actually get a little bit of an outrun on him, which is important. So whatever class you're on, Warlock is going to be a little slower on this one, so it's probably going to be a little harder to do. But, again, if he's stuck in some corner, I'm not going to argue. Now, again, I'm right at the side of that K, so I'm pretty close to his health. Trying to actually wait till I get my super up so I can make sure and have that one up. As soon as he pops his head off, he's also going to have quite a bit of damage that ends up coming his way. Or a lot of enemies that come out. He apparently got himself stuck, I think. Yep. Oh, he's like floating. That's cool. Well, you guys are going to see a very cheap one here. And again, try and use the curse thrall to blow themselves up and the others, so get near them, jump up high, and just keep taking these guys out. Now, somehow I glitched the Nightfall. Not even sure how it happened. Actually, don't want to get too close to him to kind of ruin it, because he is just broken at this point. Now, normally you have to be jumping around, running like crazy when you're doing this, but I got like the luckiest Nightfall ever, because as you guys can see, he's glitched. He's like floating in the air. So, I can just sit here and unload on him, which is the strangest thing I have ever seen. I have my golden gun, so I can try and finish him off that way. Pretty much the luckiest I've ever seen on a Nightfall. I finished the Shield Brothers last week. Maybe it's my reward for doing so. As we're pretty low at this point, let's see how much health he's got left. Not too much, but he's just standing there. Normally he chases you very, very fast at this point, and you have to be mobile and agile. Make sure you've got the highest stuff equipped at this point for your drops. Make sure you got 3 of coins. Should probably have that before you ever drop down in the room. But this is going to be a terrible example for you guys, because, well, he's just going to sit here and take the beating. So this one is ridiculous. I have no idea how that actually happened. I did actually get a skeleton key. And my consumables are full. Yeah, screw that noise. Just going to go ahead and use that. So pick that one up, use skeleton key. And as this is the Darkblade chest, you can go ahead and use a key on it. But I'm going to save it for now. Because, yeah, still working on leveling up before I start using these. So that is the Nightfall Strike. That last part, unfortunately for you guys, is not how that works. You really want to be moving, running, put a couple shots on him, and then moving. You really start just basically running circles around the room, continuing to move the entire time. It's really important you're moving. And to just keep him at bay. And one way you can actually keep him back is actually run through the middle in kind of a figure eight pattern. If you get him to pass through that middle section, for one, it can slow him down on the turns because he's bigger. Hey, what did I get? 393. Now that's a pretty big jump. 387 to 393. I will happily take that boost. So that should help my light level. Not a bad reward. It's an exotic. While I'm probably not going to use Plan C, it's definitely great infusion fodder for a sniper. Again, yeah, he's not supposed to stand still like that. He glitched somehow, which works for me. I might do another run of this for you guys so you can have a realistic one. I might do that one tomorrow with just a different class. But in general, most of the strike is pretty straightforward. Just keep the enemies in front of you. Make sure you have varying damage types if you need it. And then for him, once you get down to that somewhat, about a third health, right around that K in his name, switch over to agility, especially if you're by yourself, so you can get around the room and keep some distance between you and him. If you're Titan, you can skate, Hunter, triple jump. So if you run kind of a figure eight and pass him through the middle, typically twice in a different direction, he'll typically despawn. That'll give you a chance to either clear the enemies. Once those are down, it'll give you a chance to have him in the middle. As he despawns, you can put a little bit of damage on him and get out of there. So keep moving. That's the big factor. I'll show you guys another one tomorrow when I do this again. But as always, thank you guys for tuning in. Have a great one, and I'm actually pretty happy with the reward. Nice level boost. Have a good one, guys. Enjoy.